Safety first. As per the last census, the Indian workforce is over 400 million strong. By 2024, that number could very well cross 600 million, a 39.1% of the total Indian population. Over 42% work in heavy industries, use heavy machines, cope industrial hazards. A 17% of India's GDP comes from manufacturing industries. Safety is the first aid of the uninjured. Safety tops all the priorities in industrial sector. Worldwide, we have 340 million occupational accidents and 160 million victims of work-related illnesses annually. 6,000 die every day. Safety is a challenge. Be it any industry, organization, or an employee, everyone needs to be safe. Humans do, machines do. Industrial safety parameters are getting complex with each passing day. Elimination of industrial hazards is a dire necessity. Prevention of work-related injury is a prerequisite. Ask Abhinav Dar, a manager from one of the Fortune 100 companies, who lost his employee to a fatal industrial accident. His workers lost morale. His company lost productivity by 20%. Questions stare right into our eyes. How to be safe? What is the solution? Who can keep us safe? Well, maybe God can, but we try too. We provide solutions. We help keep the industry safe and give you round-the-clock visibility of your assets. Maybe God can, but we try too. We provide solutions. We help keep the industry safe and give you round-the-clock visibility of your assets. We are the Hack Lab Solutions. We follow a 360-degree approach, considering all the three dimensions of safety implementation: management, machines, and workers. With advancement of AI, next-gen automation is all about machines and humans coexisting, each taking care of the other. Our aim, hence, is safety for productivity. We use IoT hardware integration with sharp AI edge processing, real-time environment monitoring, data insights, and worker safety profiling. We estimate risk, employ professionals, analyze scenarios, and provide solutions. Our systems can predict failures, warn you, and take action. Our suite of tracker products cater to major Fortune 500 companies and several industrial sectors ranging from FMCG, logistics, mining to metals, and manufacturing. Our safety product verticals include collision avoidance system, pedestrian alert system, AI-based compliance monitoring, safety interlocks, and smart traffic management system. Our security product verticals include tracker tags, smart tracker cam, tracker PA system. We have been recognized as the best Indian startup in the automation domain by Technovation Awards conducted by India Electronics and Semiconductor Association, IESA. We won the award for the Best Company and Innovation Showcase category by SIC IT Kanpur. We have gained trust of clients like Unilever, ITC, Pindalco Industries, and top Fortune 500 companies availing our products and services.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hackla Podcast, where we explore topics that truly matter. First of all, I want to wish all our audience a very happy Republic Day. Today, we are tackling a very important and critical topic, which is fire safety standards in India. Joining us is Mr. Vaibhav Shitole, who is a senior manager of fire safety and EHS at JLL Brookfield Properties. With his extensive expertise, we'll explore fire safety challenges, regulations, and innovations shaping the industry. So let's just get started. Thank you, Vaibhav, for giving us your time today. And as we start our conversation, I would request you to introduce yourself for our audience.
Hi, my name is Vaibhav Shitole, and I'm having 19 years of experience in fire safety EHS, and currently working as a senior manager of fire and safety and EHS with JLL. under the IPC of Brookfield Properties Private Limited. Here we are handling 12 high-rise commercial buildings, and my role is to ensure fire safety and the infrastructure of the building in terms of fire safety compliance is concerned.
Right. So during few of our previous podcasts, some people mentioned that fire safety professionals are not recognized properly because if a building never catches fire, no one thinks that how the standards are so up to date and compliant. So it's really great to have you
Thank you.
today on our
Thank you.
show. Yeah. So let's just start. What are the current fire safety standards and regulations in India? If
So
you could
there
overview.
are n number of standards, but to be precise, the for high-rise building, we consider NBC, National Building Code, which is the most important tool for fire safety compliance. So there in NBC there are two volumes, volume 1 and volume 2. So the fire standard, that is section 4, it is in volume 2. So in this section, the buildings are categorized into various parts such as institution buildings, then mercantile buildings, assembly buildings, then hazardous building, high-rise buildings. So any building which is more than 9 meters, it is considered as high-rise building. And more than 15 meters, sorry, more than 20 meters, it is considered as high scraper. High scraper means about 60 floors building. So I had the privilege to work on one project that is in Mumbai, Lodha World Towers. So it is uh, three multi-storage building, which is one of the height is 60 meters, another is 72 meters, and the last one is 108 meters. So my task during this tenure was to identify what are the loopholes in terms of standards NBC is concerned. So that all meetings with the construction management team and the hospitality team. I was being the part of hospitality team. So we have to deploy the manpower also and to ensure what are the equipments which are installed in the building that are as per the norms laid by the NBC. And now also the third tower, which is also it is fully operational, but yes, it is in part of construction also.
Understood. So, like, can you also share a brief about how these standards, have evolved over the
Yeah,
years?
so in Mumbai, you can look, I'm from Mumbai, so talking about Mumbai here, there is also act called Mumbai Fire Life Safety Act 2005 2006. So before this NBC, this act was being followed, but after coming of NBC, the fire safety professionals or the Mumbai Fire Brigade team, they are emphasizing on this NBC standard only. And apart from NBC standards, we have Indian standard, IS standard also. So IS standard is common for the entire India, within India. So if suppose I have to buy one fire extinguisher, so for that particular fire extinguisher, IS standard is 2190. So the entire norms, how to install the fire extinguisher, how to maintain the fire extinguisher, how the maintenance is done. Similarly, the vehicles which are purchased by the fire brigade to fight fire. So that IS is
Yes.
also there. So whatever and everything which comes under fire life safety, every equipment is having independent IS standard, and according to that IS standard, the norms are laid. And similarly, that equipment has to be installed as per the standard only. And if anything is not as per the IS standard, we can consider it as non-compliant. So, for example, Form B. Form B is particular a document, legal document, which emphasizes that your firefighting system and fire alarm detection systems are valid for 6 months. So now we are in Jan 25. So we should
Yes.
have the Form B for July to December. So last 6 months are considered that your firefighting system is healthy and it is verified by Mumbai Fire Brigade. So that verification is done in Jan 25. So last date to upload the Form B on the portal is 31st Jan 2025. So these are some norms laid by the NBC also and fire brigade also. And another
Right.
standard talking about is NSC, National Safety Council. So within India, NSC is the common platform, government, part of government. So they also conduct various audits, five-star audits and other training. Now, recently, Road Safety Week is on the urge. Yesterday only it was completed. So, Road Safety Week is the awareness given to the local audience and our tenants in the buildings. So during this week, we urge or we educated them what are the consequences which are not followed during road safety. What if any accident happens? What are the fire safety precautions we need to take? So all and above, these laws are pertaining to our safety and the social responsibility also.
Understood. Understood. So, like Vaibhav, you were talking about the skyscrapers or the high-rise building. During my conversation with Dr. Shami, he was mentioning that we in India are talking a lot about high-rise buildings, but in the meantime, we have forgotten about the normal buildings, right? So, do you think we are lacking in that
Uh,
scenario?
I would agree with Shami sir because he is too superior to me also, and we had a conversation also. So as per their comment, yes, because the buildings which are not very much high rise, as I mentioned, 9 meters below. So here, there, what has happened? They have a चलता है tendency. भाई हमारे यहाँ पे आग नहीं लगा है, हम देख लेंगे
Yeah.
क्या करना है. But when actual fire is there is nothing to fight the fire, or there is nothing steps taken by the society or the management who is taking care of that particular buildings. But now the scenario has been changed as per this. When after NBC has been previously, there was NBC 2005, and this is the revised version of
Okay.
NBC 2016. So after this both revisions, there is a change in the mentality of the societies, because they have also witnessed fires in the high-rise building or low-rise buildings. So at the time of emergency, they look towards the fire brigade only.
Nice. So let's move on to our
Yes.
next question. What are the most common challenges in implementing fire safety measures in residential, commercial, and industrial buildings?
Coming to the industrial background, I started my career from the industry background. In terms of fire safety compliance is concerned, for industry, they have Factory Act 1948. This Factory Act has n number of sections pertaining to human life safety, labor compliance, again safety compliance, fire safety compliance, environmental compliance. These Factory Act are different state-wise. Gujarat Factory Act is there, Maharashtra Factory Act is there. The only difference is about the sections up and down. Now in industry, we have various installation, fire safety installations. We have to give a compliance report to the factory officer or dish. Dish is the Directorate of Industrial Safety or Occupational Health
Okay.
Safety. There is no other department in Factory Act or the factory inspector. He only has a dish department, Directorate of Industrial Safety. In that, all fire safety, environment, all these departments are there. Anything goes wrong or any incident takes place, factory inspector comes, he visits, he ensures that all the systems are perfectly working. If he observes any discrepancy or any non-compliances, he gives his wordings in form of letter or non-compliance reports. Then again, we have to submit the corrective actions for that, for his observations. Now coming to the commercial and high-rise buildings, NBC, as we spoke earlier also, NBC is the tool. And apart from that, every state has its own fire safety act. If you go in Gujarat, they have a Fire Life Safety Act for Gujarat. In Rajasthan also, Madhya Pradesh also. Every state has their own Fire Safety Act. But the baseline is NBC 2016 and IS standard or Bureau of Indian Standards. So Bureau of Indian Standard has set some standards, IS standards. As I mentioned, IS 2190, then IS 2148. 2148 is for fire alarm detection system. These are the all basic fire life safety IS standards. And the challenges what we face first and foremost are the commercials, money. To maintain any system, fire safety system, every commercials are heavily involved because fire वालों को, as you in the starting you said, fire safety professional are not recognized, but at the time of emergency they know the importance of fire safety equipments and the fire safety professionals. In commercial
Yes.
buildings, industrial, by default they have to do it. If they will not do, they will
Mhm.
have to face the consequences. But in commercial there is no governing body on their मतलब
Okay.
कोई बैठा नहीं है उनके सिर के ऊपर कि भाई आपको ये करना ही करना है। तो
Mhm.
कमर्शियल्स में वो एक मैनेजमेंट का कॉल होता है, मैनेजमेंट का जीरो टॉलरेंस टुवर्ड्स फायर सेफ्टी एक्ट। जैसे माय कंपनी इज कंसर्न जेएलएल एंड ब्रुकफील्ड, दे हैव अ जीरो टॉलरेंस टुवर्ड्स फायर एंड सेफ्टी। So
Right.
management
Mhm.
call is very much important in terms of maintaining and hiring the fire safety professionals. This is the first challenge. Second is the enforcement. Chalta hai wala attitude
Mhm.
is very much common in commercial buildings or the residential building, as we spoke earlier also. Firefighting system रखा हुआ है but
Mhm.
उसका मेंटेनेंस मतलब पीपीएम नहीं होता है, प्लान प्रिवेंटिव मेंटेनेंस। अगर प्लान प्रिवेंटिव मेंटेनेंस नहीं होगा तो जब फायर these all needs maintenance, monthly maintenance, quarterly maintenance, so that on that basis only the hiring agency, the now we spoke about form B. So form B is nothing but the
Mhm.
maintenance part of the firefighting system and the fire alarm system. This is the second most neglected part or the challenging part for fire and safety. Then public awareness. Again, we have spoke about public awareness. Fire safety
Mhm.
norms are not very much being told to or made aware to the general public. Now, for example, if there is a oil fire, so if we pour water on that oil, it will evolve because oil is lighter and water is heavier. That knowledge is not being given to the public or the homemakers about the ladies and homemakers. That awareness is given in forms of various trainings. This is the third challenging
Right.
part, which I think enforcement, and then cultural activity, attitude, chalta hai wala attitude. This last is the most
Mhm.
important. Chalta hai wala attitude is to be stopped. If this is stopped, all the
Yes.
above three challenges can be mitigated.
True. So, above, like you mentioned, government bodies like NBC or local fire departments, I think they have a extensive paperwork or
Yes.
laws to enforce stuff. But how are they enforcing these
So
standards?
again, coming to the Form B part. So now in Mumbai, fire brigade means surprise checks, or they have a
Okay.
compliance cell. Before any
Mm.
building is given for occupational, so they have to take a fire NOC. Fire NOC is a
Mhm.
document in which chief fire officer or the divisional fire officer lays down all the compliance part based on Fire Safety Act and the National Building Code, and after the compliance of fire NOC. If suppose there is fire NOCs can be different revision 1, revision 2, that is known as provisional fire NOC. So provisional means it can be amended various times. And once the chief fire officer is convinced that by all the safety fire
Mhm.
safety act, fire safety norms are mitigated, then he issues a final fire NOC. And that fire NOC in
Okay.
Mumbai, it is one time fire NOC, and then we have form B is to be given after every 6 months. In other states, the norms may be different. That fire NOC is to be renewed.
So, as we are developing our conversation, the biggest question that arises is how prepared are Indian cities to handle large-scale fire emergencies?
As I mentioned, the fire brigade is one tool or one department who works 24 by 7, 365 days. But on the contrary, we educate in terms of Brookfield and JLL is concerned. We have trained our security force, security team. We have about 300 to 400 security guards who perform their duties in shifts. General public awareness, as we mentioned earlier also, the public awareness or team engagement in terms of fire safety is the major part which major role that plays to mitigate any fire safety consequences.
Understood. If I think about number of fire stations or the reachability of these fire stations, to a specific spot in the city, do you think that is good enough right now?
In India, I don't actually have to.
Mumbai,
I will comment
Maharashtra.
about
Yeah.
Mumbai. So in Mumbai, there are total 6 command centers. It should be have increased. I don't know the latest number, but as per my knowledge, there are six
Right.
command centers, and into the 6 command centers, there are various fire stations. I am in Powai.
Okay.
Powai, the
Mm-hmm.
nearest fire station is Vikroli, which is hardly 4 to 5 kilometers. And apart from Vikroli,
Okay.
there is Mulund fire station. There is again Banduk fire station. Fire stations are reachable, and once the call is given to the command center or the control room, within 5 minutes, depending on the traffic. In Mumbai, traffic is quite. You must have heard about the traffic of Mumbai. Based on that,
Yes, yes.
the time may be, but yes,
Mm-hmm.
your calls are attended, and fire department responds very well for every call. They take it as every call as a real call. The story is
Right,
different
right.
after reaching. It is known to that it is a minor bird, or it is a fake call, but they
Mm-hmm.
treat every call as
Mm-hmm.
a true call.
That's good. That's very
Yeah, yeah.
professional of the department. Right. So, Vaibhav, what are some of the best practices that individuals, housing societies, and businesses can adopt to improve fire
In
safety?
house, in commercial BCP plans are there, business continuity plan.
Okay.
In
Mm-hmm.
various businesses of commercial buildings, as I mentioned, business continuity plan, they have a fire safety BCP plan or fire safety emergency response plan. So in that what
Mm-hmm.
we do, we conduct mock drill again as per norms, as per NBC. Every half yearly, after every 6 months, you have to conduct a mock drill to check the response of tenants and the functionality of your fire safety equipment or the fire safety system. This is one
Right.
point where we can have interact with tenants and the fire brigade team also. We invite fire brigade also, and we give a acknowledge letter
Mm-hmm.
to them also that we are performing this drill and so that. So because if any tenant calls them, they will treat as a fire call.
Yeah. Right.
Unnecessarily, it will have a nuisance to them because they will come with all prepared with their. As I said, after reaching,
Yeah.
they will comes to know that it is a drill. So this is the
Mm-hmm.
way we treat and educate our tenants. And in high-rise buildings, apart from the high-rise buildings, as a social responsibility, as a community responsibility, we conduct training, fire safety trainings in our nearby areas, schools, colleges, to our general public. In the after 3 months, again we have 14th April National Fire Service Day. There is a big
Mm-hmm.
story for this 14th April.
Okay.
In 1944, there was a ship called Fort Sticking in Mumbai docks. Now
Okay.
it is known as Bhausa Dakka in Marathi. That ship was
Mm-hmm.
carrying tons of explosive, gold bars, cotton. It had an explosion, and about more than 60 to 70 fire brigade personals died in the line of duty. With
Okay.
respect to that, every year 14th April is observed as National Fire Service Day. They observe 14th April to 21st April as a fire safety week. In during
Okay.
these 7 days, they educate people and they have various types of fire safety programs or activities by which general public and the department or the fire safety professional can enhance their caliber or in terms of fire safety skill is concerned, new upgradation and general awareness
Mm-hmm.
to public.
I think we should, at our company level, will also do something for the Fire Safety Week, maybe launch some new episodes. Thanks for sharing that. How can awareness about fire safety be increased among general public in India? That attitude which you mentioned needs to change somehow.
So coming to again, training is the basic tool. by which we can educate. Even a toddler is being trained by her mother or by her father, so then he can step his first step forward. Training is the first basic tool, and we need to change that attitude, chalta hai wala attitude, because when any fire is happened, it will not see ki whether this building is having fire safety equipments or the fire safety equipments are working or not. It will only help when the people are having proactive approach towards fire and safety, and that will only happen when they are trained and educated well. So, as per me, there are three E's in fire: engineering, education, and
Okay.
enforcement. So, when the building is constructed, engineering part is to be taken care in terms of fire and safety. What are the fire safety systems required to protect the building in terms of fire and safety? Then education, educate the people who are staying in the building or who are involved in the construction of the building. And enforcement is after the building is occupied by the people or the tenants or the commercial or the various organizations. Enforcement in terms of fire safety checks, inspections, all the fire alarm systems, then fire extinguishers, fire buckets, they need to be inspected and kept in well operational status.
According to you, do you think we in India have like enough educational institutions which teach fire safety or fire engineering even to the
Yes,
engineers?
yes. So in India, the very first college is in Nagpur. We call it at National Fire Safety College of Nagpur. This college has various n number of fire safety courses across India. This is the only college, National Fire Safety College, which has a fire safety suffer officer course. And apart from that, at
Mhm.
state level, in Mumbai, there is a sub fire officer course going on by the Mumbai Fire Brigade.
Okay.
At the another
Mhm.
state level, they are having their agencies involved in education or training to new youth in terms of fire safety officers or the professionals are concerned.
Yeah. As we move towards the closing of our podcast, I want to bring up, the technology part. What role does technology play in improving fire safety in India?
So technology is very much playing an important role. Also, there are do's and don'ts about technology, which major role that plays to mitigate. Unless and until technology is not well maintained, it will not give any adverse effect or it will not malfunction. Maintaining the system is the most important thing, because to ensure our well-being and safety, fire safety of the entire premises, technology plays a very important role. And
Yes.
in today's AI world, there are different technologies in terms of fire and safety and AI mixing both. It is very much helpful to protect our buildings and
Sure,
commercial
sure, sure.
organizations.
So, thank you, Vaibhav, for giving us your time today. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today in this very important conversation with Vaibhav. Remember, safety starts with awareness, and we have done a lot of conversation on this topic, and we need to change this culture and be more understanding about the risks the fire poses. Don't forget to subscribe us, share, and stay informed. Together, we can build safer communities. See you next time. Stay safe and bye bye.